Okay, sorry about that. Of course, it's never perfect, but hope you're back with me. I'm gonna wait a little bit here. All right, hey, some people are back. Good to see you. All right, so sorry about that. My stream froze. I'm not sure what happened. I know my battery's getting low. Sorry about that. Hey, hey, Will. Good to see you, man. I actually had an almost hour-long live stream before this that froze up. So if you want to check that out, you probably don't have to, because what I've been doing is I've just been resawing this really huge board right here. So yeah, that's what you missed. Not much though. And if you're from the other stream and you made it over here, thanks. Sorry about the glitch. I think my phone was getting low on battery and it went into like a power saving mode, or I don't even know. But in any case, I'm about 2/3 of the way through. I've just got this much more to do right here, and I'm just flip-flopping it back and forth. And right now I've got some sapwood, so it's burning right through it, quite frankly. So in case you weren't here for the other one, what I've done is I've started a curve all the way around, then I flip-flop it back and forth. I've done an angle on this side, an angle cut. I've done an angle cut on this side. And if you sort of look, you can see that I've cut down that far, right? So, I can't tell, but my phone, it's charging. Okay, we're good. So yeah, I'm streaming on my phone here. So actually what I'm going to do then is now connect the two sides. That, and just keep going back and forth. Hey, we got 11 on. Good to see you all. Hope some of you made it from the other stream that crashed. So we're doing some resawing. The question of the day was, what's the most or the largest board you've ever resawn? Did you do it by hand? Did you do it by machine? This is an 8-inch wide by 30 and a little bit long, 30 1/4 inch long. It's walnut. Flip it back. So something that was, I don't know if you have it on your mind, but why does making a kerf work? Well, I mean, obviously because it helps to follow, but is it really that a 1/8 inch track is going to make a lot of a difference? Well, in fact, yeah, because, you know, things like to follow the path of least resistance, and that's the way I understand it. And then also, it really does help to rein it in, especially as you're sawing the one side. It stays a lot easier in that trench, and then and then as you move it to the other side, like that, it's easier to register in that trench as well. And then from there, it's the actual cutting that helps keep you on track, as well as these little pieces. So yeah, you can go off track with a kerf, no problem, but it gets harder as you start to establish the path. At least that's the way I understand it. Now, I've been known to make some pretty big mistakes, but this has been really, really successful for me as far as resawing goes. So. I'm gonna lower this down. And my second hand is on there because I'm just getting tired, quite frankly. Oh, the tooth count, actually I didn't say it. This is like 8 points and 7 teeth, I think is what it is. So I think it's 8 points per inch or 7 points per inch or something like that. It's not that much. I need a better one, quite frankly, a more aggressive one. So, yeah, but I don't actually do this that often, so I don't know. But I would definitely like to have like a 3 or like a 4 or 5 points per inch for stuff like this, especially really coarse ripping, which I've done a lot of on this project. Again, I'm not pushing down. I really feel like this hand is becoming prominent on there, but I noticed that my arm's starting to get a little jello-y, so I'm using this just to keep it in parallel with where I need, or in the right direction, and a little bit of downward, but not much. I'm hitting that knot. I can feel it. I'm going to go back the other side. Alright, I'm going to actually concentrate on going through these knots, so that way whenever I finish breaking up the board here, when it finally is apart, because I can feel it is close. I have like this much left. I don't want the knots to be what's holding it together. Whew, I'm out of breath. I want some grain so I can tear along the grain instead of trying and maybe breaking out or tearing out a knot. So that's my thought, at least. I'm going to concentrate on sawing through these knots now. Wow, these are a pain. Going through the top one for sure. Unfortunately, I gotta flip it. Real quick, I want to take a depth gauge of where I'm at. Okay, so right around here, I'm down past the knot. Here, I'm through the knot. Oh yeah, I'm way over there. Let's see this side. Yep, right around there, so I have that much left. Well, that's pinching it, so. Alright, let's see if I can get through these knots all the way now. Still tracking the curve, which is great. All right, I'm through that knot. You see it? Now I got one more knot. So close, so close. Anybody here from the other stream? There it is. How close are we? Gotta be so close. Hey, what's up? Good to see you back. Oh, there it is. Can you tell I'm getting tired now? So close. Let me open this up. I want to see how much progress I have left, or how my progress is. Oh, I'm so close. Can you hear it? No, you can't, but I can hear it sort of banging against itself. Done. Oh my gosh. Woo! Yeah, you're exactly right, Casto. Oh, this is good times. You ready for it? Goes like that. So it's gonna open up like that. Holy cow. Oh, you can tell I went slightly off track around the knots because I was trying to push it harder through there. Here, let me show you. Can you see the little lifting there. So my saw was pushing through and kind of bubbling in the middle. If you watch the Woodwright shop, when he makes his Rubo book stand that folds, he says that exact same thing. That if you're pushing too hard through it, when the kerf starts to open up as you progress, the saw could actually start to wiggle in the middle and open up like a snaking kerf. So here's the idea. Like some sort of grain like that, or yeah, some sort of grain like that, or like this. I think it's going to be like this, where it's sort of coming up to a point on either side. So, all right. Here's the other side. Here's the outside, which I'm not huge on the outside. That's why I decided to open it up like this. I'm really, really loving that grain. So I think that's it. I'm gonna actually take you over to show you what it looks like in place. Sorry about the sickening view here if you get motion sick. Oh, what's the reason to use a frame saw? Always under tension, exactly. Really great point about the frame saw. Okay, so here we go here. And I'm going to put that in place. It'll be kind of like that. What do you think? I mean, you can see how the grain comes up like this. These two here kind of fall, the grain does, and this one does as well. I think this wasn't sequential, but these two are sequential. So you'll have all this movement in the wood. It's not too dramatic, but I like it. And then the sapwood can get hidden or cut off or whatever. And then the knots will probably get cut out too. And so we'll just have very clear pieces of wood. I don't know about you, but I'm excited. So last thing I gotta do is I'm not gonna dress these up today. I'm not gonna plane them. I'm gonna give myself a break. But I'm gonna take you back with me to the bench. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So, just going to clean my area, of course. I've put them back together exactly how I sawed them apart. I'm going to set them on my bench. It's pretty flat there. And I'm going to grab myself some clamps and just clamp it down to the bench. This one. I need one more. There it is. I think I got a question here. Hey, thanks, Z4 Zoos. Z4. Tell me how to pronounce your name. Z4 Zoos. Yeah. Well, I wish I had enough from both sides for one. But I actually did have to do two. So I've done this twice now. So, oi, are you from Rio? Are you from Rio de Janeiro? Good to see you, man. I'm actually reading a book for my job right now about Rio. Really fascinating book. Exactly. Those knots are going to give me real trouble, for sure. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just cut them out now, before, and then I'll plane them up and get it looking good. Sweet. All right. This is just stupidly simple. But I'm going to take 4 clamps and clamp 4 corners. Because I've opened up new wood on it, and so now the moisture is going to be escaping, and I'm just going to clamp it shut and let it escape really slow this way. And that's it. Honestly, it's probably going to sit like this on and off for about a week or two. And then again, after I plane it down. This is really good and dry. It's been in this shop for months now, but at this point, with all the work invested, I'm not going to take any chances. Yeah. All right, any last questions? Hold on, I'll show you the other board one more time. This one I'm going to clamp down again as well, because it's been sitting on my bench clamped flat. So here's the other board already planed up. it's gonna be the same thing. It has the grain that meets in the center. So I've already planed these one out because the knot wasn't too terrible on that one. It didn't actually get too bad. So I'm gonna clamp this to the bench as well. Good reason to have a flat bench. Also, I don't clamp it in the middle though, because my bench, it does have a little bit of a dish towards the middle. So I only clamp on the edges, and it keeps it pretty good in here. So there's that. There's my 2 panels. Both have been resawed by me with this saw, so it's done pretty good work. Yes, that's exactly what so I've actually done that, I believe. If I'm understanding you right, Dan, let me just go back over here. So that was part of my design. You see, Dan, like what I had in mind is on the front here, there is, hold on, let me just take you around the front. We have the drawer rail here, so the drawers sit on this. These are just spacers. They're not actually final pieces here, but these are spacers where the drawer is going to go. These are actually mortised in and ready to go, but the bottom has a little bit of a dip to it, so I have to bring it all back up. The board is warped over time. And so this board here is matches the side grain, the side over here and over there. Right there. The idea initially was that I could wrap trim around this and then it would have something to mount to, like again on the side right here. But since I've been building this, my wife and I have been saying that should we just give it a go without the trim for now, and if we hate it, then we can add the trim. But if we like it, we don't need trim. In any case, that saves me from having to try and make molding, and that might involve buying molding planes, which I'm not against, but yeah. All right, anybody else? I don't want to just keep jabbering on if nobody's interested or has any questions, but I'm kind of on a high right now of adrenaline and energy, having finished the resawing, which for me has been something that I've been most nervous about. So yeah, I was just sort of dreading cutting these because assuming I'd mess them up, or that if they got messed up I'd really cause myself a lot of extra work. But anyways, I think that's it. Thanks so much for joining me on these 2 live streams. Sorry about the first one crashing, but I've had a blast, and all I know is that I'm really, really glad to have that progress ready to go. Have that progress of the resaw done, and I think at this point, what's next on the project is to start getting the final details ready for assembly of the main thing, of the main case or carcass. These are all in. These have got to be mortised in. I've got to make the interior components here, the structures, and then I'm going to put the back rails on. So that's a lot of small detail work in a lot of ways, but it's not that bad. So I think within a couple weeks, because depending on how much I can work on it, this sucker will be finished and assembled, and because I'll do the pre-finishing, and then from there I'll work on the drawers. Essentially, if you've watched Matt Cremona's build, he's building a sideboard. I promise I didn't take his idea. As much as possible I didn't, because well, it just happened to be happening at the same time. But as much as possible, you want to get everything done before you assemble it. So, all right, I think I had another question. All right, yeah, well, no, thanks, Castel and Z4Zoos. Thanks so much. I really appreciate you all being here. And yeah, in lieu of a edited video this week, you got a live stream, and hopefully by and then after Thanksgiving, I'll have another video, some updates on what's going on. But again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you around for the next one. Take care.